Now, I was planning on talking about Drew McIntyre today, but I recently saw something else that convinced me I need to put off that video, or at least put off that video until Friday, so stay tuned for that. The John Cena and R-Truth face turns that happened on Friday. I am a bit let down by them. John turning heel was partly our faults, and I did mention that in my SummerSlam video about how it is our fault and how we played a part on John turning heel, because that run sucked. But same for Truth too. Like, his heel run was honestly just right up there with John's. He was barely on TV. He always mentioned how much he wanted to beat John Cena. He pinned Aleister Black, and then we haven't seen him for lots of time on TV. And now all of a sudden he's back. And now, since he's fine, John's fine, it's all hunky-dory now. And I don't know, that just doesn't roll well with me. And I still do say to this day that it should have never been Cody who turned John back into a face. It should have been R-Truth playing a key role, or at least having something to do with it to make John turn face. And I still do stand by that even today. This is my version of how I wish John and Truth would have turned face. So the SmackDown prior, where John does come back to turn face, he's still gonna remain a heel for that promo. To the SummerSlam match, the whole everything fighting the crowd, all the kick out spots will happen. It's just after that Super AA, I know you're gonna hate me for this, Travis Scott comes into the building, slow as fuck, and he goes to give John the title belt. But what happens is Ron Killings comes up and he knocks out Travis Scott, and he ends up distracting Cena and taking Travis Scott back to the back, and it's back to a fair matchup. Cody does capture back the championship, and John is just furious. He's looking for R-Truth all over the venue, and he sees Travis Scott, and he reads a letter that was taped to his head saying, "Come back to us, the real you," something like that. And what happens afterward is that R-Truth continuously leaves notes wherever John could find them. He cuts promos whenever John can find them on each and every consistent week of Raw, SmackDown. He's constantly trying to get Cena to break. And it comes to a point where Cena eventually feels a little emotional, and the fans are getting at him too, telling them, "We want you back. We want you back. We want the original you back." What happens is R-Truth finally comes out. He comes to the ring, gets a hug, and then what's likely to happen? That same look he gave The Rock during that time, he's gonna give him a nutsack, and then AA, and this is no ordinary beatdown. It leaves R-Truth bloodied, battered, beaten, and he is out. He's out all the way up until the next pay-per-view, which I believe is Clash of the Castle. Cena believed that he got rid of a parasite. It will be from the medical team or someone who says R-Truth is still not clear to compete, yet John will be celebrating R-Truth's downfall. And happen after that is R-Truth would not only come from out the crowd, but he'll come from behind Cena, and then he knocks him down and gets back at him. He keeps on hitting and hitting and hitting, constantly everything, and then security comes up to break him apart because R-Truth should not be in the venue. During that time, Nick Aldis comes out, say, "Hey, you want John? John, you want him? You two are gonna have a no-holds-barred match at Clash of the Castle." And after that takes place, they do the contract signing, and John Cena adds a stipulation. If R-Truth loses, he is never allowed to have a match with John ever again. R-Truth accepts, and we have the match to be going on. Security is put in between them. During the Clash of the Castle entrances, R-Truth would be coming out to John's old song, while John has no music at all, and he just goes out and makes straight to the ring. Of course, they are going to be brawling straight up. When R-Truth does the run, he He sees Cena does a run, John's gonna clothesline him, and then John Cena will go after. Straight from there. It's just going to be an all-out brawl. He's gonna get the trash cans, the steel chairs. You can imagine how that would happen. It would be like the Cody Rhodes and John Cena match, but this time R-Truth is gonna be taking his 15-minute beatdown till he does what John used to do. Take all the abuse and power up and get his win back. And there will come a point in the match where John is fed up. R-Truth kicking out of the AA, the super top AA. John Cena's in disbelief. He crawls to the ropes to get himself back up, and then R-Truth gets up too. Goes for another AA. R-Truth counters into his finish. Goes for the pin. Ref pulled out, and Travis Scott comes out and then tries to get R-Truth to try to recommend with him. He doesn't want to do it. John Cena comes around, whacks him with a clothesline, and then Travis hands him a chair after everything. Because Cena saw that he was not being set up, but Travis would want to go with anyone. He would see that. And John would realize he was being used. There was no reason for this to happen. He sees the chair, he looks at it, tosses it aside, and then R-Truth comes up. Travis Scott tries to get things into his own hand and use the chair against him, but Cena knocks him out. And then R-Truth throws him out the ring, making it back into a fair match. And then they wrestle until eventually John has him up for one final AA. Truth reverses for the roll-up. 1, 2, 3, R-Truth wins. John's in disbelief again, but Travis Scott rises from the ashes to beat down on Truth till Cena takes him off, and Travis tries to offer the chair one more time. But Cena says F you. Grabs him, puts him up through the announce table, and then they come back into the ring together, and John finally gives Truth the hug. That is it. That's how both of them turn back into faces, or that's what I would like to happen, but I had to deal with that ending instead. It could likely happen, things possible. But until then, check out my videos, and STARZ Unite.